What it do, people? Is the MMA guy. Today doing a 325 Volkanovski versus Lopes 2 recap. And so we'll just start with the main event and Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Yo, Volkanovski served him a can of ass whooping again. So we got a 50-45 division here. Decision, sorry. Okay. Total strike. Outstruck him every single round. Sub attempt. 21, 25, 29-4 in the last round. 2 takedowns. 21-3 significant strike in that 5th round. And that's when Diego at first started turning it up. Volk is too crafty for Diego Lopes. Diego has that mind where he's always looking for the finish, but it seems like Volk's always he's gonna drop for a takedown. He's gonna do he's gonna put him against the fence and put him in grappling exchanges, and then Diego believes in the jiu-jitsu, and then they turn into these kind of fights where Volk is more than able to survive. He's actually dominating these positions. He got 2 takedowns in the 5th, and then he had a big sub attempt in the 2nd round, which was kind of crazy to see him jump a ghillie like that. It kind of shows the dimension of he's dangerous even in these kind of positions where you expect Lopes to completely dominate. But masterclass performance for Volk. 37, doing it at this level, absolutely insane. Yeah, man. Battle in the ground in the land down under or something this was called. That's hard. So Volk, masterful performance, man. Can't wait to see him again. I hope his next fight is the winner of Lerone versus Movzar. Because that's in March. Volk just fought. He should fight. If he's going to fight again, it's going to be probably June range. I hope Movzar versus Lerone, they are able to have a kind of a quick turnaround. Probably maybe July range. I don't remember when because I doubt they're gonna make Volk fight on the White House card. Doubt it, because none of these guys are American. Yeah, so maybe more so July or August, something like that. That'd be fire. Next, we have Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. Dan Hooker did good at first. Before that fight, I said I thought the long weapon, like the teep, would be effective. They got effective in the 1st round. Then this guy just starts getting mauled. And man, BSD looked good. I think BSD. So now, beating, the thing is that he's high in the ranking, but beating Dan Hooker doesn't mean that much. So I would like to see him face, since Armin is probably going to face the winner of the BMF fight, because that's the only thing there is to do for him. I would like to see BSD fight either, I would say probably the loser of the BMF fight. So Charles or Max, I'm assuming that would be Charles. Probably. I would like to see him against, I'd like to see Dan Hooker versus Paddy Pimblett, probably. That could make sense. Or Dan Hooker versus Fiziev. Dan Hooker versus, let's see what they do next with that. But a good performance by BSD. Beginning, he didn't look that good. He always gives me that feeling that, okay, he's able to win against these guys, but these guys are not that good either yet. So when he fought a guy like Poirier, who's much better than Dan Hooker overall, even though they had a close fight in terms of how they do against other opposition. Dustin Poirier is clearly way better than Dan Hooker's ever been. And so I would say at that level, that kind of level, Justin Gaethje, these kind of guys, I don't know if BSD got it. I really don't. But yeah, would love to see him fight one of these guys. So maybe Charles Holloway, loser, and for Dan Hooker, I don't know. And also for Lopes, who do I think? I think Lopes should fight I would say probably the loser of the Lerone Murphy versus Movzar. Yeah, I would say that's the fight to make, probably. Next we have Fiziev versus Mauricio Rufy. Man, crazy performance by Rufy. I mean, look, first round was super close. Second round, dude, he started catching him, started touching him with the jab. He was very good overall. Mauricio Rufy, phenomenal performance. Looked very good. Fiziev looked sharp. Fiziev looked as sharp as he's ever looked. Still wasn't enough. When it comes to the striking, Mauricio Rufy is now undeniably very, very good. And he has these weird angles that he does. And crazy fight. But the problem is that we know that his anti-grappling isn't that good. So if he fights someone like Arman Tsarukyan or someone, even people who have just a grappling upside, like Toporia's grappling is probably better than BSD's. Like if you really think about it, with the way that he was able to reverse Charles and everything, meanwhile BSD got taken down by Moicano and stuff. It's like there's really levels to this game, and I think that when he gets to that upper level, he's gonna be in a position where the people he's gonna fight that have all have a big grappling upside against him, except like key matchups like Justin Gaethje or Paddy Pimblett, who has good grappling but has no ability to get the fight down whatsoever. These kind of guys, he could get away with it. So it's all gonna be matchup reliant, and but I think he's definitely a top 5 striker in that division. So can't wait to see him next. Now he beat Fiziev, who was number 9. Fiziev is a little bit of an Fiziev's best win to get number 9. I think it was Moicano or Rafael dos Anjos. So I would say maybe fight someone. I don't want to see him fight Dan Hooker. I don't want to see him fight like someone that's not going to give him a good level of resistance. I think he already did the BSD fight. Tricky. You could do Paddy Pimblett. Paddy was number 5. You could do that, although now he should get a. I don't think Paddy's gonna stay in the top 5. There's no matchup that speaks to me like directly for him. Let's see. Because he's kind of stuck because of Rafael Fiziev is standing in that division. He's very good, but he's lost both time to Gaethje. You could do a Gaethje fight, but Gaethje's gonna fight Topuria. It's one of those things where I'm not so sure how you match him up next. Maybe Paddy Pimblett. That could be it. And Paddy would have a grappling upside there. So that could be interesting to a certain extent. For sure. I tune into that. Next for Fiziev. Fiziev was number 9. He's going to fight outside the top 10. Put him against Manuel Torres maybe. That could be good. Manuel Torres, big power upside. But very defiant technically compared to Fiziev. So that could be good. Talixin Texera against Tai Tuivasa. Man, Talixin Texera's boxing and striking. Okay, damn. He outstruck him. So bad. But I just feel like on the feet, Tai had the better striking of the two. And Talixin Texera, I think a lot of those strikes were on the ground. Because he has 3 takedown in 2 takedown in that round, 1 takedown here, and then 0 here. And he got outstruck. So I don't know. Dude, his striking doesn't look good. His striking really, really doesn't look good. He was crafty for a heavyweight with the takedowns, like dropping for the single leg, shoulder pressure, getting it down like that way. I thought that was like, wow, okay, that's good because he's like 6'7" as well. So for him to be able to shoot and a single and apply the shoulder pressure right away, get the takedowns easy like that on someone like that, I thought that was very crafty. But it's hard to see him when he's getting whooped by Tai Tuivasa on the feet like that, who's on a 5-fight losing streak. And it's hard to look at him and go like, oh yeah, that guy's gonna have a lot of success. But I mean, he can always improve. He's young. He's a prospect in that division. But it's like, do I think that what happened with Lewis was like a fluke of some sort? I don't think so. I think it still would happen. I don't see him beating Pavlovich. I don't see him beating probably not Volkov either. I don't see him beating Aspinall. I don't see him beating Cyril Gahn. But those kind of go without saying. I don't see him beating Waldo Cortez Acosta. That's the thing. I don't see him beating Cortez Acosta. I really don't. I don't see him beating Curtis Blades either. See, I see him a little bit below that level, but it's nice to have a guy like that that's going to be gatekeeping outside the top five, who's tricky, super long, and everything. So that's a cool addition to the division, neither less. So shout out to Alexander Teixeira. Next, who does he fight? Maybe Gelton Almeida. Gelton Almeida's last fight was horrendous. So he has to fight down. Alexander Teixeira's coming up. There's no one fighting in in that division. That guy or Tom Aspinall's teammate who got KO'd by Waldo Cortez Acosta. We poked him and this stuff. I don't remember that guy's name. But yeah, that guy. And Tai Tuivasa, dude, retire. You're on a 6-fight losing streak, buddy. Quillian Salkiel versus Jamie Mullarkey. Quillian Salkiel, man, that was good. He looked great in that fight. He looked great because Jamie Mullarkey doesn't have a chin, but he's a crafty guy. He was coming off a win. He outstruck him, took him down, and dude, he had one arm and he was like holding him back. He gave him that. Because Jamie Mullarkey, I think, if I'm not mistaken, has fought at featherweight. He's not like a dense lightweight, and he kind of showed like super good strength with that one arm feed. The way that he held him, it's kind of like, okay, this guy is very good, and he's strong, and he's crafty. He has good takedowns. He's getting way better on the ground. Every performance, he's getting better and better on the ground. You can see he's improving his grappling. He's a natural as well. No, I see this guy going far, and I think they should give him a top 15 fight next. Who do I see him fight next? I can't remember who's at the end of the top 15. Who's closer? Or you could do a matchup like Ignacio Bahamondes, who just got put out the rankings. Meanwhile, Quillian Salkiel's, because they're trying to build this guy up. They give him Nasrat Akbaras, who's way better than Jamie Mullarkey. And Ed kick KO'd him. And then they gave him Jamie Mullarkey, which, because it was like a land down under fight, and no one wants to fight in Australia, so they had no one else. They were like, oh yeah, Jamie, man, you want to take that fight against that guy? Get flatline. And that's what happened. So, I'm not sure if you do a top 15 match off of Jamie Mullarkey. Although he looked very good in it, and he's looked good every single fight he's been in. I think you could do a matchup in like a guy like Ignacio Bahamondes, who's going to be super tricky on the feet and dangerous, but there's a grappling upside to be had. Good scrambles probably. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Else you can put him against like Moicano, or I think Dariush could do good against Quillian Salkiel. I think Dariush would be good at dodging the punches with his head. So that'd be a super good fight. Quillian Salkiel versus Benil Dariush. Book that. Jamie Mullarkey, man. I have no clue. Bobby Green matchup. Billy Elicana. Dude, Junior Taffa looked good in that fight in the beginning. Super quick. But Billy Elicana crafts it up in a Billy Elicana way and gets the submission in the second round. Good fight. Junior Taffa, I always hate on this guy, but dude, his striking looked super crisp at first. And he had somewhat decent anti-grappling in the first round. It's just that these guys, once it gets to round 2, they start getting NPC controlled, and then they don't do the same moves. They have a different move set. Yeah, Elecano's looking good, man. He keeps winning. I think his division is so shallow. Like, put him against top 15. Put him in against like a Alonso Menefield, someone like that in that division. And Junior Toffa, anything, just make him cover a spot on the next Australian card. Cam Ralston versus Cody Brundage. Cam Ralston's looking good, man. KO in the second round. Struck him second round, landed 50-10 strikes. Crazy fight. Cody Brundage is really not that good, but Cam Ralston is a good striker, man. Very good striker. I think you do Cam Ralston. Okay, I have no clue who you match him up with. You could match him up with the guy that just lost to Ateba Gauthier, though. Alexander. No, Alexei. I don't remember his name. But they're like long Russian dude. And Cody Brundage, dude, get him out the UFC, please. Jacob Malkoun versus Torres Finney. Yeah, Malkoun whooped Finney. I expected Finney to be able to have some success because Malkoun's really not that good, but it just shows how bad Torres Finney is. Torres Finney got takedown too. There was 3 sub attempt. Dude, 151 strike to 42. Torres Finney is not UFC level, and the guy that he beat was not UFC level either. So Jacob Malkoun, though I'm not hype on him. I just think Finney was not that good at all. Jonathan Mikhailov versus Oban Elliott. Man, dude, Jonathan Mikhailov is shredded as shit. As the sub, he got outstruck, man. He was getting outstruck, and then he landed the takedown and got the sub. That's good. I picked Oban Elliott here. I picked Oban Elliott, but now I don't believe in Oban Elliott anymore. I think he's a fraud. He was 3-0 in the UFC at first, and now he's 3-2. He's a prospect that's never gonna be, and that's the reality of it. So it is what it is. But Jonathan Mikhailov is, he got that win against the good old Kevin Jousset, and then he's beating Oban Elliott like that. He's probably gonna be close to the top 15 soon. Like maybe one more fight before top 15, and then you can match him up with the like Randy Browns and these kind of guy. I could see a matchup. Yeah, you could match him up with him right away. You could do like a matchup like Nicholas Dalby, something like that in the meantime, but yeah. Okay, next we have Con Ofley versus Yaza. Dude. A shout out Big Con Ofley. Yeah, won a majority decision. When I look at the strike counts, I'm kind of like, how did he win that fight? Okay. Yeah. Shout out Big Con. He got the Australian. He got the Australians to give him that fight. Next, all these guys, to be honest, guys, I didn't watch those. Those are Song Woo Kim lost to Dom Marfan. Keiichiro Nakamura beat Sebastian Zele, and Sulan Grango lost to Lawrence Louis, who's yeah. So from the fights that I predicted Con Ofley to get it done, which he did. I predicted Oban Elliott, but now I'm gonna be riding the Mikhailov train. I think he's good. So 1-1. I predicted Torres Finney to win. Bad pick by me. 1-2. I picked Cam Ralston 2-2. Picked Billy Elecano 3-2. Quillian Salkill 4-2. That's a free pick. Talixon Texera 5-2. I predicted Fiziv, so 5-3. I predicted BSD 6-3, and I predicted Volk, so 7-3 on the card. So that's not bad. That's really not that bad at all. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of this card. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Till next time.